The story begins on the day of the Hello Festival, when people are celebrating the mountain festival in the hill. A news reporter named Callie is there covering the event. At the same time, some strange hillbilly-looking people, dressed up in odd costumes, are wandering around. After finishing her news coverage, Callie decides to take a break and go for a jog. While jogging, she doesn't realize when she strays deep into the forest. Suddenly, a man appears in front of her. Since everyone is wearing masks and dark clothes because of the festival, Callie assumes he's just another festival participant and ignores him, continuing on her way. A little later, she encounters another man in dark clothing, but again, she pays no attention and keeps going. This time, however, she comes face to face with someone far more dangerous. He blocks her path and attacks her. Callie somehow manages to escape with her life. Just then, another man appears and pretends to help her, but in the end, it turns out he's actually one of her killers, working for the three brothers. These three brothers had found a woman named May at the end of the previous story. Now, they live with her because May has become one of them, a serial killer who eats human flesh. They cut up the bodies of their victims and mix the remains together, but they can never completely hide the evidence, so they live in constant fear of being discovered. In another part of the story, a group of college students is shown traveling to the festival. Suddenly, a man appears in front of their car. While trying to save him, their vehicle crashes. It looks as though the man was hit by the car, but the driver insists he never touched him. When they go to check on the man, he suddenly attacks them with a knife. The three friends fight back and start beating him, just as Sheriff Angela and her deputy Big arrive at the scene. Angela arrests everyone and takes them with her, instructing Big to stay behind and wait for the tow truck to arrive. But after they leave, the three brothers ambush Big and brutally kill him. Then they free the others, tying up their allies and regrouping in a hotel room. During her investigation, Angela discovers that the wanted criminal, the one she had been warned about, would not survive until morning. Everyone in town has gone out dressed up for the festival, leaving the entire area eerily quiet. During the festival, the criminals destroy the communication towers. When the towers collapse, cell phone signals are immediately lost, and they also try to cut off the power. Security guards who witness their attempt get electrocuted and die in a gruesome way, which ultimately helps the killers succeed. Power is cut, and communication is completely disrupted. Because of that, the girl, the main character, tries to call for help, but receives no response since everyone is distracted by the festival. Later, she tries to escape, but someone starts chasing her, and in the end, she is caught and killed. Meanwhile, her friends wander off onto the road in a panic, seemingly unhindered by anyone. They reach the police station and try to find out what happened. But just before they arrive, the girl had already left, apparently to take a shower. Then their other friend, possibly named Gas, is captured and attacked. The girl barely manages to survive and escapes from there. At one point, someone knocks on the police station door. It turns out to be her husband, who has brought her food. He soon leaves. Meanwhile, the three brothers capture Gas, tie him up, and brutally beat his legs with a stick or metal rod, breaking his bones in the process. Then the brothers completely shatter both of Gas's legs. Screaming in unbearable pain, Gas cries out for help toward the police station. Hearing his desperate screams, Billy and Julian recognize his voice and rush to help. But just as they reach him, the three brothers drive their truck straight over Gas, crushing him to death in a horrific way. Moments later, they drag his mangled body off to the side of the road. Soon after, Angela, Billy, Julian, and another officer arrive at the scene. Angela instructs everyone to secure the police station and assigns them to get the radio and generator working again. Julian bravely makes his way to the generator room and manages to get it running. He finally reaches someone over the radio, but the person on the other end thinks it's just a Halloween prank and doesn't take it seriously. Meanwhile, Angela returns to the police station and hears a knock at the door. When she opens it, she finds a girl named Leta standing there, fortunately unharmed. Angela questions her, but Leta seems unaware of the crash or any of the earlier events. As they walk a little further down the road, they discover a body lying there. It's Billy's. Angela is shocked by the gruesome sight. Suddenly, Ringer, the most dangerous of the three brothers, appears. Angela and Leta chase after him, but they fall into a trap and are captured. A little later, it's revealed that Billy's body has been buried in the football field, with only his head left exposed above the ground. Julian lies beside him, his legs chained in iron shackles. Ringer slowly approaches them. Angela realizes what's about to happen, but instead of attacking head-on, she turns and uses a blower machine to decapitate Billy. Then she moves toward Julian and kills him too. When Angela and Julian fail to return after some time, Leta decides to head to the festival grounds to get help. She drives off in a panic, but due to fear and haste, she loses control of her vehicle and crashes. Taking advantage of the situation, the three brothers capture her and drag her to a shop near the police station. There, they trap her inside a large metal drum and set a fire beneath it. Angela tries to reach the location just in time, but before she can get there, a massive explosion rips through the shop. Everything is engulfed in flames and reduced to ashes. And in the chaos, Ringer appears once more, trying to lure Angela into his deadly trap. Then Ringer, one of the murderous brothers, tells Leta, "If you help me get out of here, I won't kill you." Unfortunately, Leta believes him and frees him. But instead of keeping his word, Ringer brutally gouges out both of her eyes, leaving her blind. From a distance, Angela witnesses the horrifying scene and rushes toward them. She's about to shoot Ringer when the police suddenly arrive. They take both Angela and Ringer back to the station, locking Ringer up once again. Later, Angela goes outside to call for backup. She spots her husband's car parked nearby. As she approaches, she realizes he's been tied up inside, but she doesn't notice that it's a trap. A sharp blade has been rigged to the car door, and the moment she opens it, the blade swings down and decapitates her husband, slicing his head clean in half. Ringer escapes again and attacks Angela, slamming her against the car. Though she narrowly survives, he beats her unconscious. Meanwhile, Ringer threatens Leta, warning her that if she tries to escape, she'll die a slow, painful death. Terrified, Leta runs away. When Angela regains consciousness, she finds herself tied up inside the police station, surrounded by the three brothers splashing gasoline all around her. Ringer tells her, "You've got two ways to die. One, do it yourself, or two, I'll cut you into pieces." He places a gun and a saw in front of her and says, "Whichever you choose, that's how you'll die." Then he sets the entire police station on fire and climbs into his truck outside. Moments later, a gunshot is heard from within, and Ringer realizes Angela has chosen to end her own life. Leta is shown staggering down a deserted road, badly injured and trembling as she cries out for help. A car suddenly pulls up. She thinks she's saved, but tragically, inside the car is May, the woman from the earlier part of the story, now one of the killers. May gives a chilling smile, pulls Leta into the car, and as she sits inside, Ringer looks back and says, "Welcome home." The car drives off into the darkness, and the movie ends there.